Hello, Forex traders. I hope you're all keeping well. Today is the 6th of December 2025, and I'm here to just to teach you how I trade the Forex market and what could possibly happen next week or even the rest of the month, December 2025. So Euro GBP on the daily time frame. So yeah, just apologize for all my subscribers. It's been a while. I dropped a video. Just been busy with other things, but yeah, I'm back. Yeah, thank you so much for hanging around. So, like I always say, before I take a trade, I look out for the equal highs or equal lows in the marketplace. All right. So on this daily time frame, Euro GBP, if you see, we were trading to the upside and then it got to this price, then we started rejecting the level. Yeah, so this tells me that this area is a point of interest. Yeah, so this is where the big players or the banks or whoever moves the market took profit. Yeah, this was the area, or these were the areas where the profits were all taken. Yeah, so what I do is I map out those areas. So I start from the first rejection, which is here, and I look to my right. Yeah, and I do not use horizontal lines. I use the rectangle box to cover the zones. I call them zones. All right. So I cover those areas where we had rejections. Yeah, we had multiple touches and rejected. Yeah, so something like this. Very easy, not complicated. All right. So that is what I do. That's the first thing I do. And then I make sure that I wait for 3 touches minimum. Yeah. So the reason is because by the time we had this rejection, a lot of traders won't be interested in that level. Yeah. By the time we had a second one, some will be interested. Yeah. And wanting to get a confirmation. 3 touches is mostly when people say, yes, I've got a confirmation. Yeah. So by the time we had this the third touch, people would be interested. Yeah. And as you can see, this drop here was larger than this drop here and that drop there. And the reason is because more sellers came into the market on the third touch. Yeah. So if the sellers came in here, where would their take profits be? It is true that some traders will take the profit by the time you get to this low. Yeah. It's also true that most traders will be wanting to take the profit right at this low. Yeah. So if you were on this trade and you were still holding on to your trade, your stops are going to be all above this level. Yeah. Worst case scenario is your stop loss will be at break even right there. Okay. So if you had taken a short right at this first rejection or the second rejection, or even at these zones right here, the supply areas right here, all your stops are all going to be above that level for sure. Yeah, let me clear all this just to have a clean chart. Okay, so where are we? So your stops are going to be above this level. If you've taken this short here, that short there, this short here, or even that short there, the stops are going to be above this level. Yeah. So if you're holding on to your trade because you are anticipating to take a profit at this low, my friend, do you see what happened? When they come back to take you out, they come back aggressively. Yeah, let me zoom the chart out for you. Yeah. Did you see how, compare this move here and this move to the upside? Yeah. Can you see how aggressively they come back to take you out? Yeah. So if they break out to the upside, yeah, like I always say, when they break out to the upside, they break out with big volumes. Yeah, they break out with engulfing candles. Did you see that engulfing candle? Yeah. So what you need to understand is this is a level that they use to manipulate us. Yeah. So since this first rejection in October 2016, yeah, because this is a daily time frame, we had not traded above this level for so many years. Not until 2020 March. So for good 4 years, we were trading below this level. So if you were looking at this chart live on the day we had this breakout after 4 years trading below the level. So after 4 years, we had this massive bullish candle. What would you do? I know you said you would take a long trade. Yes. Most traders will go long, yeah, because this was the first time after 4 years we had traded above this level. So you will go long. Yeah. Meanwhile, this big breakout right here, yeah, what this did was a stop hunt of these people going short there. Anyone that have gone short around this area, this is where the stops will be. Yeah, this area, this zone here. So what this did rather was to take to take the stops out. Yeah. So we had a break and close above this zone. Yeah. Breakout traders will jump into the market. They will take long. Yeah. They will go long. If they do go long, where would the stops be? So the stops are gonna be below that candle, this bullish candle, or even that low there. Yeah. So if you're waiting for a confirmation of this level of this breakout, that like they tell us when you start trading or when you start learning how to trade, when you read baby pips and everything else that you read, they say wait for a confirmation, wait for a break above the previous day candle. Yeah. So if you were waiting for a break above the previous day candle, you got that here. Yeah. Can you see? We broke above the previous day's candle. Yeah. We traded above it slightly and then we dropped. Yeah. We dropped. Yeah. So when we dropped, we rejected. Let me zoom that off for you so you can see what I'm showing you. So when we rejected when we dropped down, we then have a rejection of the level again. Yeah. So this is where the retest traders would jump into the market. Okay. So if the retest traders jump into the market, their stops are going to be below the previous day candle. Yeah. So retest traders will come in saying, oh, we have retested the level and then rejected the level. So they'll come into the market and go long. Yeah. So the banks or the high institutions or the big players, whatever you call them, has achieved the first thing, which was to take out the short traders. So the ones that have gone short, all these short takers here, or the ones that were holding on to their sell trades, they've achieved their goal to take them out. So the stops are all triggered, they're all taken out of the market. And then the second thing is they've induced the buyers to come into the market. So the buyers have come in, they're taking longs. We have a rejection of the level. The retest traders come into the market to go long. So we have three types of traders. We have the level traders, which are the support and resistance traders, the supply and demand traders. They are the level traders because they take trades off these levels. Yeah. And then the second type of traders are the breakout traders, people that sell or buy breakouts. Yeah. So the breakout traders have come in and they've gone long. And then the final type of traders are the retest traders, people that wait for a retest confirmation before taking the trade. So this was a retest of the level. So they've had confirmation then what they've done is the next day they will step in and go long. All right. So they've gone long, um, and then when they went long, the market came back, and then all your stops, if your stops were below here, then they took you out. Yeah, they took you out. And if your stops are all below here also, then the market traded down. All right. So when all this are happening, I do not take any trade. I just wait and watch what is happening. But if I look on the 4 hour time frame, then I will take a trade when the market came back at this level because this was a supply zone. All right. So this is where you would take a trade on a lower time frame, like a 4 hour, 1 hour. This is where you would take a trade. All right. But yeah. So this is how I trade. All right. So let's drop down. Let's drop down 4 hour time frame. I'll just show you how to catch this sort of trades. All right. So this is a 4 hour time frame. So let's go back to that level. Where were we? Okay, where was that breakout? The left hand side. Yeah. So this was that breakout on the daily time frame. So let's map out a supply zone so that when you see this happening, you will know where to take a trade. All right. So right here was a supply zone. Yeah, right here was a supply zone. So we had this drop, we had this base, we had this drop. So when the market pulled back, you're free to take a trade, yeah, and put your stop above the zone or even above the manipulation high. All right. So this is where you would take a trade. So pull down and then pull back up, you take a trade. All right. So that's where you can take a trade. You can also take a trade at this supply zone here if the market rallied back up. You can also take a trade. All right. So let's go back to daily time frame. Okay, so they've achieved that. Market came, so they've all been taken out, and then we then broke to the opposite side. Again, when we break out with big volumes, big engulfing candles. So we broke back down with this big engulfing red candle. Sellers have come into the market. Yeah, sellers will be selling. Again, stops are all going to be above the highs here. And they'll be aiming to take their take profits at this low. Yeah, because you're being told to take a profit at the next low, the next high. This is how we're taught, or the books we read. This is what they teach us. All right. So if you're taking the sell, as you can see, they didn't let you get to those lows to take your profits, and then the market was rallying up. You're still holding on to your trade. Um, if you're lucky, you go out on break even. All right. So if you're looking to take a trade on the daily time frame, if you know this strategy or how to read the chart, again, this is where you take a sell trade because this is a supply zone on the daily time frame. Just the same thing we looked at on the 4 hour time frame. This is it on the daily. So then when the market came back to that level, you could take a sell with your stops above the high, and then yeah, you got good 3 to 1 trade there. All right. So we came back to the same level we rejected. Yeah, we dropped massively to the downside. Yeah, so we dropped massively to the downside. So we dropped, and so for this week, or for next week rather, um, what I'm looking for, I want to go long. I want to be a buyer. I don't want to be a seller. Yeah. So until I see an opportunity to go long, I would not participate in selling any of this here or any push down here. I won't be interested in selling. All right. The only time that I would sell is if I see an example like this happen. Yeah, I know these stops have been taken out. We still have some stops above this level. Yeah, because of this rejection here. So I want to be a buyer, not a seller, because I know the big boys wants to go long. Yeah. But what is interesting here is they've given us a trend line. Yeah. So for people that trade trend lines, so what they've done is they've given us a trend line. Yeah. 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 So this is what I saw while I was looking at this chart. So we had the first rejection here, just like this. It's the same thing. It's the same process. All right. So you wait for three touches. So we have one second rejection, and then yesterday on was it yes no on I think it was last week. Yeah. So last week, is that Wednesday or Thursday? I remember when I was looking at this chart, we had the third bounce of the trend line. Yeah. So this 1, 2, 3, 4 days bullish candle, we're actually an inducing candles to get you to go long. Yeah, because if you are taking first long here, yeah, you did well. Second time it came back to the trend line, you did well. And the third touch is always the confirmation touch. All right. So the third touch, if you've seen this, you've gone long. If you go long here, let's say for example, after the first touch, the bullish candle, you didn't go long. The second day, you were waiting for a break above the previous day candle, then you got it with this bullish candle. You've jumped in, you've gone long. Where would your stop loss be? Stops are going to be below these lows, yeah, below the confirmation candle low. Yeah, so here the stops are going to be below here. So did you see what happened? They come back aggressively to take you out. Yeah. So we've broke back down with this big bearish candle, just like what I showed you on the upside, the bullish candle. We break out with always with big candles. And when your eye catches this big candle, you want to take the direction of the big candle because this is how you were taught to trade. All right. So with this big bullish candle, what is done, the job is to take out the stops here. Yeah. And then the second job is also to entice, induce you, attract you to take that trade. Yeah. You're happy we broke out of the trend line. Okay. You've gone short. Yeah. The retracement traders are waiting for a retracement of the level. They got that. The next the candle gave them a retracement. Yeah. And then they've gone short also. So if they've taken all these shots here, where would the stop loss be? Stops are all going to be above this level here. I'll just draw that out for you because I want you to pay attention on these trades moving for the rest of the month. So the stops are all going to be right here above this high. Yeah. So this is where the stops are all going to be right here. Sorry. Let me take that out. Yeah. So stops are going to be above this high. All right. So and if you know about the baby and mother candle, uh, inside back candle, uh, Friday candle closed inside the previous day candle right here. So this is an inside back candle. All right. So this to me is a stop of these long traders. All right. So what I am looking for next week is a bullish movement. Yeah. I'm looking for the market to push up yeah, to take out those sellers in here, yeah, because there are sellers holding to the market. Because if they've sold, they are aiming to take the profit at that low, this low here, yeah. So what I want to see next week is, or what am I anticipating to happen? My prediction is that the market will go up to take out the stops, yeah, and continue to move higher. Okay. But if I'm going to take a long trade, I'm going to look for a signal anywhere below this level, yeah, to go long, to target at least this high, because there are stops above this high, yeah. So this is what I'm looking for next week. All right. So this is how I trade. I wait for the manipulation to occur, and then I jump in with the banks or with the big players to take the trade. All right. So Euro GBP, my bias for this daily time frame is longs only. Only. I'm not interested in any shorting. All right. So this is how I trade. I hope the video is not too long. Apologies, and I'll make more of these videos. Thank you for watching, and please, I'm not one to beg for for subscribers or sharing my videos, but if you know someone that will benefit from learning how to trade the right way, then please extend this video to the person. All right, you don't have to subscribe, but share the videos to help your friends, your family, your colleagues, and traders in general. All right, take care and God bless.